Chosen Vessels, what's the deal? It's your main man, Druuill, and I'm back at you again with another video. I need each and every vessel to click that like button, click that share button, and don't forget to subscribe. Shout out to the Galactic family, the GCVs, and Drew Nation. Let's get into it. You have the choice to let go and choose peace before you get upset and act out on negativity. Let's talk about it. When people continuously do the same thing over and over again, and you may have the feeling that they're trying to rile you up, get that reaction, you actually have a choice. All right. You have a choice on how to handle it. And as you choose to continue to handle things a better way, you'll continue to handle them in a way to where you won't stay upset and you won't get angry. You'll be proud of yourself, and you'll actually be amazed at how you handle things. You'll be like, wow, I'm growing. Wow, I'm improving. Wow, I can let that go, you know? And it's best to let things go because how reactive abuse works and how like your energy works, they're desperate to try to get it from you because they want to feel more powerful than you, obviously. And when they see you operating in your own power, it makes them feel insecure and they're now threatened by you. So uh, to get rid of the threat, to try to take you out, they have to try to get you under their control, and they need you to be under their control so that way they don't feel inferior and they feel superior. They want to flip the script. They want to flip flop it. All right, they want to flip flop the scenario. What's the scenario? All right, they want to flip flop how things are going. They want to change and alter your story to make them feel better about their own story. All right. They don't feel too confident in themselves when they see you walking in your glory, your confidence, your self esteem. They want to try to destroy that. All right. They'll use anything and anyone. And they usually do the things that they see you have a problem with. All right. You think people will be mature enough to not do things to try to bother people, but that's just not the world we're living in. So what you have to do is you have to choose to just let things go. When somebody is like when somebody's doing something that is, it might be bothering you, or it may have bothered you in the past, or it's just something just that's annoying, and you don't want it to continuously, like, you don't want to be affected by it anymore, and you tried to talk to them, you tried to work it out, they're not really having it, they could care less, they're choosing demon time over just logic, pure logic, working things out. All right, you may be trying to work something out with a real negative spirit. So if they choose that negativity, if they choose to be that kind of person, the best thing for you to do is just let it go. All right, because like trying to change people is definitely not going to work, and that's definitely not what we're trying to do. Only person that we're trying to change or see a change in is us. So it's just best to let things go. All right, what you have to realize is that sooner or later, if somebody does make you mad, don't act out on it and don't react, because sooner or later that energy it'll just fade away. All right, it comes in and you feel it. It's real intense. It's bothersome. It's annoying. They're petty. They keep doing things to try to bother you and try to get on your nerves. But that energy doesn't stay there. It goes away after a while. All right, you may have to sit with it for a minute, and if you are sitting with it, you can ask yourself some questions. Why am I bothered by this? Why am I upset by this? You can write down on a piece of paper how it made you feel, but don't associate yourself with how you feel, because how you feel in that particular time is not you. That's how people end up going out and making mistakes and life altering decisions that they can't come back from. That's why people who are that, like, get let off for things like that. Like, say somebody, God forbid, somebody comes home from hunting, right? They already got the gun on them. They just slew a deer. They about to have some deer steak. They come home, and while they're out hunting, their girl, wife, whatever, boo, bae, lover, she's having an affair with another dude. And out of anger, he boom shoots that man in the head. He would get less time than somebody who actually just pulls out a gun and tries to murder somebody or kill somebody, right? So it's a lot that you could save yourself from, you know, and like those are the only times you get lenience for things like that. So when people like they don't care if somebody like say you, well, judge, he was doing this and they don't care about that. Whatever you do at that particular time, that is what you did is what you did, and they're not going to care. So you might as well just for the love of God, for the love of yourself, just let things go. All right, because there's always better coming to you. There's always something to be grateful for, something to have gratitude towards. There's always something that you could put your mind on. And that's another thing. You have to practice and get good at changing your thoughts. All right. Whenever a negative thought enters your mind because somebody's being petty and negative, you could change your mind. You can change your mind depending on how you feel about certain things. You don't have to, if you continue to replay a story in your mind and think about something that's bothering you, it's going to continue to bother you. And then what you focus on is going to grow. All right. Where attention goes, energy flows. All right. So whatever you focus on is going to grow. Whatever you put your attention on, your energy is going to go there too. So if you put your attention on something that is negative, and this is why these people want your attention all the damn time, because they want to make you angry and they want to make you upset. They want to make you mad. All right. They want to take you out of character. They see you're a chill person. They see that you're about your business. They see you don't play, but they want to play with you. People are bored because they're not utilizing the faculties and functions of their mind. They're still stuck in a, you know, they have grown, they've matured, but they're still stuck in a lower level of life. And some of them will even teach that to their children. You know, some of these adults out here are teaching their children to be just as difficult as they are, and like all they're doing is they're even potentially that could even make their child's life harder, because no one, like real people or just people in general, they really tend to not like people like that. So you know they might be setting their child up to, you know, not do too well. But in the in the world we live in, with there's more people like that than not. That maybe not be the case, but that's neither here nor there. You want to be able to let that go, right? You don't even want to be thinking about it into it that deep. I'm just explaining it for the sake of this video, but you don't even want to think about it into it that deep. People will do things you don't like to try to get to you and to try to get energy from you, because they can do that if you give them your attention. So what you have to do is, even if it's upsetting you, you have to basically just turn off the switch that's giving them attention. Turn your, you know, turn, you could turn your eyes to the hills from which come your help. You could turn your mind to God. You could turn your mind to money. You could turn your mind to uh good, this thing and that thing and this thing and that thing, something and something and something and something. These are a few of your favorite things. Something and something and something something. You could change your mind to whatever you want. All right, think about a few of your favorite things. All right. Think about that beautiful lady that you saw at the store earlier. Think about that not that one, the other one. Okay. Think about the one, you know what I'm talking. You know who I'm talking about. All right. Think about that guy that rung you up, ladies. You know, that was very attractive. Okay. Think about that new car you want. See yourself in that new home. You have to use your imagination, because whatever like you imagine, like when things get on your nerves, it's because you have injected their negativity like a CD in a DVD player. And now that movie is just playing over and over and over and over again in your mind. And they got you under a spell. All right. They have casted a spell on you. They put a spell on you by you accepting the negative image in your mind of what they did, and you're replaying it over and over and over again. You're replaying it over and over again. And that's not something that you want to do. You don't want to keep replaying negative movies, negative projections in your mind over and over again. You want to be playing the images in your mind of you being at the beach. You want to be playing the images in your mind of you seeing and feeling your bank account of with a never-ending stank amount of money. Or you want to be replaying images of you driving that classic old school car around the corner everywhere you gotta go. You want to be replaying images of your mind of you handing the keys to the office to your boss, like, hey, sorry, bro, I hit the lottery. I don't got to work here no more. Peace. Or whether you actually hit the lottery or you create a lottery for yourself. All right, hey, it's up to you. So whatever you keep replaying in your mind, that's where your focus is going to go. That's where your attention is going to go. And depending on if that's a negative thing that somebody's done through the spirit of pettiness, you're going to inherit that negative energy and that negative petty spirit. And you could potentially go act out on that and do something petty back. But of course, what are they going to do when you act out? They're going to play victim, some of them. So it's better to just focus on yourself, because you don't want to get in the mix of what other people got going on. There are jealous people out here. You think these people are just doing this just to get on your nerves? It's a lot deeper than that. You got jealous people out here. You got envious people out here. All right, there are people with the spirit of jealousy and envy that they see your life. They see they have certain things going on that they wish they didn't. They see you might have a certain type of lifestyle that they would prefer. And now you become a target to them because you don't have to go through what they do. And now they're trying to make you miserable because of that. Misery loves company. So if they got to deal with it and you're in their vicinity, unfortunately, they're going to try to make you deal with it too. I'm not going to be the only one that has to deal with this. Isn't that the life you created for yourself? Yes, but so what? I have to deal with it, so do you. Some people have that mindset. You won't have anything to do with them or their life at all. But if you're around them, if you live near them, if you work with them, if you have to see them and they're having a bad day and y'all just happen to be out at the same place, that's really what is going to happen. What it's going to be. There, if like people who have bad days, sometimes they want to spread that, even though they shouldn't. The more you begin to like practice letting things go, the easier it's going to be. And the more you can accept the way people are, the more you can accept how things are, the easier it's going to be for you to deal with these types of situations. Acceptance plays a huge key. All right, when you can accept that this is what they're just going to do, and for this however long I have to deal with it, I have to deal with it. All right, for however long I have to work here, I have to deal with it. If I don't like it that much, I can start looking for some other place to work. Um, this is how long I have to stay here. If I don't like it, I can start looking for another place to stay. All right. It's always, and that's another thing, accept it, but also redirect it in a way to where you're thinking always be thinking like, yo, what can I do to get out of this situation? Or like, yo, Holy Spirit, what is it that I need to do to make this situation better for myself? Or what can I do to get out the situation completely and move to a place to like show me how to move to a place where it's more peaceful, where I won't have to deal with these kinds of situations because there are things going on, there are things that are happening that I'm not down with. And things aren't always going to be perfect. That's why when you can accept things, the easier it's going to be for you to just move forward and move on and just let it go. A huge part of letting go is acceptance. When you can accept something for the way it is, when you can accept people for who they are and what they're going to do, when they do it, it will have a lesser of effect on you than if you would have in your mind the the idea of not accepting it. So when you don't accept things and how they are and how they're going, you're going to be making it more harder, more difficult for yourself. All right. And that's one thing that you will realize that, yo, when I accept this, it's like it fades away. It's like it drops away. It's like it's easier for you to just get back to living your life. And that's what will really hold you back and make you upset a lot, is because it takes time from you, and it takes your life from you when you continue to focus on things that people do that are bothering you and getting on your nerves. You're able to like you're going to create more of a problem for yourself on top of what people are doing that you already don't like. So it's hard to be around people that do stuff that you don't like. It's hard to be around people who continuously do things on purpose. It's like they know you don't like it and they're going to keep doing it anyway. It's just a test. They're trying to test you, but it's really God testing you to see if you're leveling up and evolving, and if he can bless you with the things that he wants to give you next. So like the more you can accept where you're at, like you're going to be able to find things that you could be grateful for and have gratitude for, because once you accept things, it's going to free up some space in your mind, and you're immediately automatically going to go to a place in your mind to where you're like, you know what, could be worse. You know what, I'm glad I have this job, I'm glad I have this place, I'm glad I have blank whatever that and the other. It may not be the best, but hey, I got something. It may not be the best, but hey, I'm working. It may not be the best, but I got some money in my pocket. I got someplace warm to stay. I have whatever. All right. So when you can form that gratitude, you're able to perceive things differently, and that's where your power is at. Because if you continue to perceive the people who are trying to bother you as bad people, as negative people, as people that get on your nerves, as this, that, and the other, you're going to keep getting that from them. And there are difficult people out there. There are people that are hard to deal with out there. But the more you consider them as that, the more you're going to attract situations from them for them to be that in your life. And when you don't want that, because that's what the Bible verse means: when a man's ways please the Lord, even his enemies find ways to be at peace with him. So it's all through the power of your mind. And it's deep. Your mind actually controls your mind is actually in control of what people do when you are a chosen one, and when you are on this level of thinking. Your mind is actually in control and in power of what people do. All right, somebody was doing something the other day, and I just kept saying, stop, go inside, stop, go inside, stop, go inside. And you call it crazy if you want to. Sooner or later, it's shut off, it's stopped. I didn't have to deal with it, and the person went the heck inside. And that's why, and that's really when a man's ways please the Lord, even his enemies find ways to have peace with him. When you use your mind, when you're not getting upset, when you're not getting angry, and you're using the laws of your subconscious mind, God is pleased with you, because you're being like God. You're using the power, you're using the God in you. And that's the way that a man's ways can please the Lord, please the law, is when you're using the law, when you're obeying the law, when you're abiding by the law, when you're using your mind. You're not playing victim, you're not succumbing to the situation, you're not bowing down to negative facts, you're not making God to your circumstances, you're becoming God to your circumstances. Amen. All right, you want to become God to your circumstances, and you want to control the things around you, but you have to stop getting angry, and you have to stop backsliding into the carnal state, the 3D state. You have to be in a heavenly state, and you have to just figure out how to stay there. And the more you gain control over yourself, the more you don't react to things, the more you think positively about situations, the more you're able to let go and let that energy flow away. The more power you're going to gain, and the more power you're going to have over yourself. All right. This is real deal spill right here. You have a lot more power than you think you do. It's just that anger gets in the way, frustration gets in the way, all these negative psychic entities get in the way, and they start eating on you and draining you of all your energy and all your power. And it's just the devil. It's the author of confusion, and it's a distraction. All right. The more distracted you are, the more confused you get. Confused in the sense of not being able to think properly, and not being able to think clearly, to use your mind, to dead the situation, to accept it for what it is, to use your powers, to use the God in you. And it's deep, y'all. And like, because the things that they do is basically, it's on a spiritual level, and it's manifesting down here in this physical realm, because in the spiritual realm, they know you have those powers, they know you have those abilities to control, they know you have those abilities to be like God. But the little spirit hoppers will hop into people, do things to try to get on your nerves, zap you out, tire you out, stress you out, distract you out, disrupt your focus, and get you focused on all the other things that make you feel hopeless. So when you lose focus, you're hopeless, and now you're dealing with this on a 3D level, instead of dealing with it from a God level, on a spiritual level, because ye are God's children of the Most High. Doesn't matter that it's a capital G, because we can do, greater is Him that is in me than greater than he that is in the world. And the he that's in you is the God in you, and you have to use that. But you have to not get distracted, and you have to not get dismayed, and you have to not downward spiral. All right, even if you do downward spiral, it has to be in a direction that's going to eventually lead you to go up, because you have to be If you do use like the negative energy, it has to be like an arrow kind of thing. You're only charging yourself up and pulling yourself back enough so you could be launched off and project forward. All right, like I'm not gonna be in this situation for long. I'm gonna get out of this situation. I'm gonna make my life better. I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. I'm done. I'm done with this mess. Like that type of, you know what I'm saying? You got to deal with the negative energy like that if that's the route you take. If you do get mad to do better. If you do get mad to get yourself into a better position, into a better situation, into a better lifestyle. Don't just get mad to have that negative anger just swirling around in you, focusing on the negative pictures and the negative movies of other people doing things that you don't like, because where your attention goes, that energy is going to flow. If you put your attention on something that somebody's doing and it's not positive and it's making you, and it already made you upset even after it's done. This is how people stay mad after something is done. All right, this is how when you're mad, you stay mad because you're not letting it go. You're not letting it go because you keep playing that negative track over and over and over and over and over again in your mind. And you have to release that, let that go, and insert a new movie. And that new movie can be whatever you want. You getting $1 million, you getting a new car, you creating your own business, you getting the lifestyle you always wanted. And that's what these spirits are trying to do. It's just a game. This whole life is a game, and they're trying to stop you from getting the life you want, and they use the people around you to do things that you don't like to knock your behind off track. They get you to focus on what they're doing, the devil in them, instead of you allowing yourself to focus on the God in you and using that energy to win. You got to use that God within to win. Agree with God, agree with good, and win. All right, and that's how you do it. You replace what they're doing. You don't focus on what they're doing. You don't put your attention there. You don't put your energy there, because if you do, you're screwed. All right, you are screwing yourself royally. Very bad stuff to do. So you want to be able to continue to have good things go throughout the deeper regions of your mind. You want good thoughts to circulate around your mind, and that's what affirmations are for. That's what visualization is for. That's what saying positive things, thinking positive things. And another thing, say if you're not at this level yet, you can find something that just takes your mind off the mess. All right, put on some music, dance. Put on some music and draw some pictures. Go play a video game. All right. If you have Grand Theft Auto, you could blow off some steam, if you know what I mean. All right. If you have Call of Duty, hey, it's your duty to please that moody. Okay. You heard what I said. It's your duty to please that moody. You don't want to be moody. All right. You want to have a good, positive outlook on life and a good mood. So when things give you an attitude, turn on that video game and, inflict some pain. You can take it out that way, okay? Anything that will take, because that will take your mind off of the things that people are doing. Anything that you could do to enjoy. You could watch a movie, pop some popcorn, put a movie on, go for a walk, do some exercise, push-ups, crunches, whatever. Go to the gym, anything that's going to make you feel better and take your mind off of what these people are doing. Because it's terrible that there are people out there that will allow themselves to be used by evil, negative forces. They listen to that voice in their head. Go do that. Go do that. Go do that. Ain't nothing but evil. Go do that. Bother him. Bother her. Bother him. Bother her. But they can try, but you take the energy in. You have more power over situations where people do things that you don't like than you think. You got a split second to decide, I'm gonna let that go. I'm more powerful than that. And it's deeper than just saying I'm gonna let it go. You have to actually let it go. You can say I let it go all I want with your words. That will help a little bit. I let that go. I choose to let that go. I choose to let that go. But for the people who are really dealing with something, and it's like, why do I said the positive thing? I prayed. I even prayed to God. Why do I still keep thinking about this negative situation? Why do I keep still feeling the anger? Why do I keep still feeling this way? Another thing that helps with that will actually take your mind off of that, before I mention what I'm about to say, you give the whole situation to God. You give the anger to God. You give the negativity to God. You give the hard feelings to God. You give the hatred that you may have towards them to God. So that way you won't have any pent up resentment. All right, because resentment will also keep you down. It will keep you um, negatively grounded. You want to be positively grounded. All right. But what you can do is to stop this from happening is you have to replace that picture in your mind. All right. You have to take out those negative thoughts and you got to switch them in with something different. And I know it's like, yo, how's that going to work? Why, how would that even work? What you're doing is you're thinking about what you don't want. When you think about what you don't want, that's what you get because you're seeing it. And when you think about something, you're seeing it within the pic. You're seeing it in your mind's eye. Your mind's eye is picturing that. You just went out somewhere. You just grabbed some things, or you just went over somebody's house. You just saw them. When you get back to your house and you sit down and get yourself settled, you can see in your mind's eye what the person looked like, what their home looked like, what y'all did, where y'all went out to eat, what their car looked like. That's how negative situations still stay in your mind because you're still picturing it. So when you stop picturing negative things and negative situations and you replace that mental picture by changing your thoughts and changing which will change the mental picture because you're thinking something different and now you're seeing something different, you win. That's what you have to do. You have to change your mental thoughts or whatever, so that way you will see something different, and that way you'll have something different. That's what's best. That's what is going to create the life that you want. All right, and that's what these entities will try to do. They'll try to create a negative lifestyle for you, and they by using the people around you to try to get underneath your skin because them negative entities up there, they know what God has planned for you. They know what you're supposed to be getting. They know the life that you're supposed to be living. They just want you to be so stressed out that you can't get there, or they want to try to cause something negative that'll happen to you, and that way it'll hold you back. And that's why monitoring spirits have been able to get to you and get at you the whole entire time. That's why it feels like you've been trying to do things and things haven't been working. You have to accept the part that you play in it as well. And the part that we play in it is by allowing certain things that, as soon as we get here, it always feels like it's something that tries to knock us back. And usually we end up playing a part in that as well, because for me, in my experience, what I can speak on, it's been anger, it's been frustration, it's been issues to where people tried to do things that bothered me and I wasn't able to let it go because I didn't know how. But once you learn how to let it go, you really learn how to grow. You learn how to move on with your life because your peace comes back. You learn how to regain your peace when you learn how to locate your peace of mind. And that's as simple as it is. All you're doing when you let things go, you're putting something different in your mind and you're able to locate the peace that you just had. All right, that feel good energy is still there. They didn't blow your day. They didn't blow your mood. They didn't blow your good day. They can't stop you from having a good day. Only thing they could do is stop you. Only thing they could do is make you stop you. That's it. They try to make you stop yourself. That's it. That's the only power that they have, is to try to get to you, through the power of your subconscious mind, through you thinking, through your mental pictures, through how you feel about the situation because you didn't let it go. That's why letting things go is very, very, very important, extremely important. When you let things go, it makes you lighter. Your heart is lighter. Your spirit is lighter. Your peace comes back. Your headache goes away. You feel better about yourself and you feel better about your day. All right. In a positive way. Because we know that there are people out there that want to try to make you go through what they go through. Everybody has things that they go through, but some people's situations aren't that difficult because they have God's hand on their life. They rather attack you than get closer to God. So if they rather attack you, then you need to arm yourself up with some spiritual power. All right, you need to arm yourself up with some information to protect your mind. And this is how you do it. All right, this is how you handle your emotions. This is how you handle and deal with your feelings. So that way you don't, feel like crap because other people feel like crap and they want you to be miserable with them. And that's really all it is. It's miserable people wanting other people to be miserable with them. And you're not gonna stand for it. You're not gonna take it. No, you ain't gonna take it. You're not gonna take the misery. You want a different type of life. You want the life that you already have. You don't want their life. If you wanted their life, you would have done the same things that they did. But there are people out there hating on you because you ain't choose to make the same decisions as them. Do you feel me? All right. Covering a lot in this video, as we should, as we should, as we should. Okay. So you have the power to choose. All right, you have the choice to let go and choose peace before you get upset. And this is how you do it. This is how you choose peace. You could even say to yourself, I choose peace. And then you could make that an affirmation. You could repeat that over and over again. And then you could work on the mental picture. Picture yourself in a peaceful environment. Picture yourself by the beach listening to the waves. Picture yourself in nature by a babbling brook instead of actual a babbling brook. No offense to any brooks out there. All right. Picture yourself by a babbling brook and not an actual babbling brook or somebody doing something that gets on your nerves. Sorry, Brooke, we ain't talking about you, baby. We talking about the out in nature, okay? So, yo, listen, hear the birds chirping, or hear the seagulls, hear the waves, or hear the springing, the water going over the rocks. All right, and yo, you could actually even put on some of those after you watch a Druuill video. You could actually put on some of those YouTube videos where it's peaceful, it's relaxing. Like you have the power of choice. You have to do something that's going to take your focus, eat up your focus, instead of letting those negative entities eat up your focus. All right, and instead of letting negative people eat up your focus, because you know that's what they're trying to do. They know you're a boss. They know you leveling up. They know you're not thinking about them. But the one thing they can try to do to get you to focus on them, since you ain't worried about them, is trying to upset you and piss you off. It's the oldest trick in the book. But once you learn how to reverse that trick, once you learn how to not be affected by their games that they're playing, it's just somebody doing something, and it's just that. You just see it for what it is. You accept it. That person's doing something that I don't like. I don't have to allow it to bother me. I don't have to allow it to get to me. I could just let it go. So it is what it is. People are going to be who they are. You can accept that. I suggest you accept that. It's the best thing to do, and it's really the only thing to do. Accept it for what it is. You're not going to be here forever. You're not going to work there forever. You're not going to have to stay there forever. You're not going to be in that situation forever. And the thing you can do is picture yourself getting out of it. Picture yourself where you want to be, because you're going to get there that much sooner and that much faster. All right. I'd like to thank you for watching this video. Smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Smash the share button, okay? And don't forget to subscribe. All right. I'll see you in the next video. Peace, love, and light. Don't forget to get your Have a Blessed One wristband. I got them for the low. All right. And if you didn't, now you know. All right. The email's in the description box. Support your main man, Druuill, and get you a wristband today. We out.